Well, months ago, we set the groundwork for a successful hunt. We did our food plots, but behind the scene, what you didn't see, starting on July 1st, we started putting in mock scrapes. I'll show you how we choose spots for mock scrapes. We actually use aerial photographs, topographical maps, plat maps to see the boundary lines. We like elevation changes. Bucks love elevation changes. And on the aerial photographs, we can see all the funnels. So every spot that we pick is generated from those maps. So what we're trying to do is condition bucks to come into a certain area and program them basically to do what we want them to do, because they really have nothing on their mind. So you could almost, well, I don't want to say train them, but you're getting close. But here's how they start. Small mock scrape like that. Now mind you, this is July 1st. You're thinking scrapes mean nothing to deer. Scrapes to a deer are ways of communication, and this is where they seek information. No other buck sign in the woods gives up more information to deer and to hunters than scrapes, and that's why we absolutely love scrapes. So we'll spray this down. That's the secret concoction. Also, spray your licking branch. At the end of the show, we're going to give you that secret formulation. So call your friends when we take a break. When we come back from that break, call your friends, your relatives. Get your pencil and paper out, because you'll never see nothing like this again. So now we'll do about 10 of these on each one of the farms that we hunt. If they're not expanded in a couple weeks, we're done with them. The deer talk to us. They're telling us, we don't like your location. And we say, okay, fine. But the ones that they expanded, we keep feeding every week, 2 weeks. And eventually, what we're looking for is, now we want to see the trails that they're coming in on. So we'll go in there and we'll actually rake like this. 5-6 feet on every single deer run that leads to the scrape. To us, the scrape is a hub of a wagon wheel, and every run coming in is the spokes. Now watch what we do. It takes a little work, but this is exactly what we do, because what we're looking for big tracks. Deer absolutely love to put their hooves in mud, but what they're doing is they're giving us a good clear track, and if we see a track close to 4 inches, that has our attention. But it also tells us exactly which run that deer is coming on. Then our trail cameras start going up. We start dropping minerals. We're introducing new bad habits to them, and it's nothing that anybody else can't do. So good luck and work hard, and you'll be successful. Well, as I said, we started in July and worked through the months with these mock scrapes, and now it's fall and we're hoping to reap our rewards. But you could still do mock scrapes, but you're going to have to use different scents, because we switch over at certain times of the year to different scents that apply for that period. Well, the concoction runs its course usually by the end of summer, and it's not that much of a draw. So we'll actually switch over to testosterone fever early in the bow season, and then we'll switch over to she heat. So everything has their time and place, and we use scents accordingly. That's a beautiful scrape. I mean, that's a full-blown scrape. You can see the tracks in there. The licking branch is freshly chewed on. Food plots right over here. Bucks love to stand in the woods where they're safe and look out the food plots to see what's out there, or scent check. But these are all over the place. Everywhere we put a mock scrape ended up just like this one right here. And I love it. That's Craze, called Craze by Whitetail Institute. Deer have a sweet tooth, absolutely love this stuff. You're actually supposed to basically bury it under a couple inches of dirt, but I like to throw it on top and let the deer move it around. Eventually they're going to eat a hole in the ground, but they love that stuff. Just another bad habit for them. That is probably the most powerful scent in the world. And you know, when we're reviewing our our cam pictures back in July, we seen this one big buck. His genitals were dropping down. Highly unusual, but the fact is, once his antlers harden and he rubs off that velvet, he's capable of mating right now. But of course, nature is not going to allow that because she doesn't want fawns to be born in the winter. That picture alone dictated to us what scent to start using that early in the fall. And we've been using it all the way through. She-heat, Doe estrus. Well, that food plot looks beautiful. This is Chicory Plus. And this is what we call a remote food plot. We have on average 4 food plots on each one of our property. Now we have a food plot up there with alpha rack. We have another one back there with whitetail clover. 4 different settings, 4 different food plots, 4 different foods in there, which forces the deer to rotate. And not all deer like this, not all deer like that. They're like human beings. They all have different personalities. But the majority of them love a variety, and we have those varieties. And it's working just by looking at this field.
Fred's tactics may seem off the wall at times. That's because they are. Fred has used his tactics over the year and ranks #1 all time in the state of Michigan with 49 whitetails in the record books.